and bred in Nashville, but she walks the beaches down in Florida sand. A mother and wife, a daughter, a sister, trying hard to do the best she can. She found her voice with a heavy heart, looking for purpose with trembling hands. And giving this all a new start, moving ahead, speaking for ones who came. And she says, I am who I am, I'll stand my ground. Even when the nights get long and rough, you'll hear my sound. She'll be speaking for the ones unheard, 'cause she's got a caring heart that won't be turned. Her mama fought cancer while she was searching, stories that needed a gentle voice. We saw summer's name and felt the heart ache and tried to bring light where there was no choice. And when she heard El Sebastian, her sadness rose. She prays for truth through the noise. She'll follow wherever the story goes, seeking their dignity, a child's joy. She says, I am who I am, I'll stand my ground. Even when the nights get long and rough, you'll hear my sound. She'll be speaking for the ones unheard, 'cause she's got a caring heart that won't be turned. She said, I am who I am, I stand my ground. Even when the nights get long and rough, you'll hear my sound. She'll be speaking for the ones unheard. She's got a caring heart that won't be turned.
Welcome in, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Wait, what? Hello, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hey, Jude. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for coming in. Hi, Alma. Hello. Good to see you. I hope I said that right and didn't destroy it. But hello again. That's right. Prayers for the Guthrie family and always Sebastian and Seth. Absolutely. 1000%. Absolutely. Prayers for everybody. Everybody needs to be found. Absolutely. Wait, what? SG talking to the so-called abductors instead of talking to them. I get it. Hey, I get it. Jennifer, hello, honey. I hope all is well and family. I've been praying for you and your family, honey. Love you. Hello. Welcome in, Ricky Beavers. Ricky, we owe Ricky a belated happy birthday, honey, because I missed it. I saw that this morning, and I pray, Ricky, you had a wonderful, fantabulous birthday. I saw you over in that restaurant. I saw you. I saw you. Yeah, I pray in the name of Jesus that Nancy is still alive, and I hope she is. And Smiley, who loves you? Who loves you, baby? Ricky loves you. Ain't that right, Ricky? I love you too, my friend. I love you too, my friend. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. My beautiful Millie. Hello, Millie. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Hello, baby kisses. Good to see you. It's not my birthday. Oh, it was your friend's birthday. Well, then it ain't going to be a belated birthday. It's going to be a early birthday. Okay, listen, I got to get back with the program. I ain't had no sleep. Shh, you didn't have to tell nobody, Ricky. Shh. You can have 2 birthdays. Why not? Half of these creators on here have about 7 birthdays. Get it while you can, boy. Get it while you can. Welcome in, everybody. Smiley's in a good mood. Smiley's getting out of the house today, even though I have some appointments. I got some stuff I got to do. I'm in a good mood, so trolls, move on. Hello. Hey, Jude, thank you so much for being a member with Smiley Squad for 14 months. Can you believe that? Oh, my God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love y'all so much. You're all so kind. Every one of you. Every one of you is kind. Thank you for being here, everybody. Well, I'm not gonna try to make a day of it. Watch something happen while I'm on here. Look, I got places I got to go today, and then I'll get back on here. Nothing can't happen. It's D-Day. Y'all know what happens on D-Day, but nothing cannot happen until Smiley gets back, y'all. So we're gonna try. We're going to try to do this live without anything happening before I get back. Now, I do hope Miss Nancy's found. Don't get me wrong. We don't need to stall that. But come on in. I'm glad you're here, everybody. I'm glad you're here today, February 9th, 2026. Just not under these circumstances, right? Hello, beautiful Janice. Thank you for being here. Hello, beautiful Janice. Thank you for being here. So just on a quick note, everything shared here is based on public reporting and official statements as of after midnight, February 9th, 2026. Y'all know Smiley is not law enforcement. I'm not accusing anyone, and I'm not here to spread rumors or speculation. Now, whatever y'all do in your own public opinion, that is you, honey. That is on you. My goal is awareness, compassion, and getting Nancy home. I hope they get her home, and I hope today is the day. Today's the day they're going to do some pressure points. I'll tell you that. Today is pressure point day. I seen something on YouTube about Savannah and said the brother-in-law and her sister tried to get money off the mother. Not Savannah. You mean Annie. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that's possible, Ricky. I believe it's possible. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. You know, listen, nothing's going to surprise me in this case. Absolutely nothing. Although law enforcement says they don't have any suspects, I think they're honing in on people. But also, they're not naming none publicly, and they have not ruled out any. But today is D-Day. It's about pressure points. It's about deadlines and communications. They want proof of life. Some say they got proof of life. Some say they didn't. I don't think they did, in my opinion only. But it's going to be about surveillance. They're already surveillancing people left and right. But I personally, this is just me, my thoughts, my opinions. It don't make any of it true. None of it. But I personally think an arrest is coming. Yes, today I do. I don't have magic. I don't have anything like that. But in my opinion, if an arrest comes today, unless something bizarre happens, which I wouldn't doubt in this case, I'm not going to look for it until after 5 p.m. After that ransom or so-called ransom is supposed to come in. That's just me. That's just my thoughts. That's just the way I think. Nope, of course not, Ricky. They're not going to tell us everything, nor should they. I do just think it will come after the deadline today. That's just a thought. That's what I think. That's a thought I have in my head. You know. Hey, Raymond. Hello, Raymond. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Please just make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. It's free to do so. put your DNA on the thumbs up. But even in a major case, in a day like this, a major day, we may not get updates in real time. There may not be a press conference unless something real drastic happens. They'll keep things quiet if it protects Nancy, or they feel it protects Nancy. A lot is happening, though. A lot is happening today. Or in my opinion, it will happen today. Or it already has happened. Right? They done went back, put tape up, put tape down, all around. All those things. Towed the car, served the search warrants, all the things. Lots of things going on. So, no, I'm not psychic, but I think something's going to happen today. Mamaw, thank you for being a member with Smiley Squad for 9 months. I appreciate you, and we love you over here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, although I wonder sometimes what world I live in, I'm not a psychic. I do wonder. Today is D-Day. It's a lot going on, and right now, for one, 5 p.m. will be the deadline for that ransom note for any contact, for anything. He said they was going to cut it off. But we know that these 3 on the screen right here, mean it or not, these 3 on the screen, draw a line there. I didn't draw a line. I didn't draw a line. Anyway, the people on your screen there, the children of Nancy, has opened the door. They threw the ball out. The ball is in their court. So what will happen? Who knows what'll happen? It's honestly anybody's guess. Then we got Kash Patel, who's going to fly in. I had heard already he's already hit the ground. I already hear he's there in Arizona. And here, there. Okay, there, he's there. But he's right on time. So that's happening today. That's happening. And I feel, a lot of people feel different ways about that. People feel different ways about that. But hey, I think he should be there. Kudos. He should be there to oversee everything. Hello. Good morning or good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Multiple alleged ransom notes, as we know, have been reported by media outlets, with one note from a news station reportedly demanding $6 million in the beacon coins. And I know I just said that wrong. Bitcoins, and setting a payment deadline of 5 p.m. their local time, which is Mountain Time, Monday, February 9th. We heard that at the press conference. One deadline's already passed. FBI is in charge of all ransom things. So it does make sense that Kash Patel would come on over to Arizona and oversee or help with this. It does make sense with all the ransom things, because I imagine now they're sitting there looking at each other, not knowing what to do. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. I can't imagine the wait and worry. That's at least 6 more hours our time. I could not wait. I don't know how they're doing it, honestly. We know a ransom is very rare. Savannah and both her brother Cameron and sister Annie has made pleads for their mother, Annie, Annie to be, said she wants her brought back safe. But they have all opened the door for communications, put out, put it out to the person or persons whoever sent these ransom notes and messages. I find it strange, though, if it's true and it was addressed and hashtagged directly to Annie, and I posted that from a group yesterday that, and I've heard it on the news too, but I just saw it with my own eyes yesterday from X. I think it was from X. Hell, I don't know where I was at. X, at Facebook. Smiley don't know. But I know one thing. I know whoever sent it the first time, the guy in jail the first time. I don't like to say his name because I don't like to give him no credit. He got in touch with Annie and Tomasio, Tomasio, hot sauce. I don't care what you call him. But they say they wanted a proof of life. It just kind of makes me wonder about that. But they say, we want our mother back. We want to speak to you. We need a way to contact you. And she asked Annie, she might have the number. We need a way to contact you, Savannah said. Please contact us. Please contact us. That was said, right? A short, simple, we understand and we will pay was the last thing that they said. They'll pay. They understand now. They just want their mother back. Hello, Lady for Justice, and everybody coming in. Thank you for being here. Sorry if I missed anybody. For some reason, I think I'm going to have to clean out my computer again. It's been a long time, but my chat is going slow. But anyway, we're going to carry on. Welcome in, everybody. You're all welcome here. Thank you for being here. And I have wonderful mods. If I miss a question or miss something, they're in blue. Thank you. Thank you, Raymond, for that. Put that up there. Thank you. But they just did a short and simple, we understand and we will pay you. This is a very high profile case, people, and it's very serious and it's very critical. And it has been from day one. And you bet the high profile missing person investigation into Nancy, her disappearance, continues to intensify, because it does. We don't know what will happen next, but to be real honest, I personally think that there is a arrest coming soon. And if not today, soon, but I do think it will come today. That's just my opinion. Everybody has a guess. Everybody's guessed 2 or 3 times. Some people thought it would come through the Super Bowl last night, and I thought, if they did that through the Super Bowl, oh my God, the world would shut down. We would never, ever, ever hear the end of it. I mean, especially if there was no one found or anything done. So I didn't expect any arrest or anything like that during the Super Bowl. But it would only make logical sense if it happens after 5. Now, it could happen before. It could happen after. But if not today, I think the pressure will definitely be on for an arrest, and especially with Cash Patel there. I think they know. I think they already know, in my opinion. And of course, like Ricky said, they're not going to tell us everything, but of course, they have more than they're going to tell us. But I think what they're doing is they're trying to tie up loose ends first. And actually, I think they're doing like any other case anywhere else. They're hoping and praying that they can find Nancy first, right? They hope and pray they can find Nancy first. I want to look at something, but I don't know if I put it up or not. Oh my God. Hold on just a minute. Lord have mercy. I don't think I did. Oh God. Maybe. I don't know if I can find it. Yeah, okay, it was this one. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna go back to and credit Deception Detective. Um, I don't. I've got them somewhere. Hold on a minute.
We understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
There's a brand new development in the Nancy Guthrie case, and it might be the most revealing one yet. So in today's video, let's break it down. I'm Deception Detective, an attorney trained in statement analysis. This channel exposes lies and manipulation, so if that's your thing, hit subscribe. For early access to new videos, over 60 exclusive videos, and other cool perks, consider becoming a channel member. Link in description. This case is developing fast, so instead of recapping the timeline to bring everyone to the table, I just want to highlight one specific thing I said in my last video before we get into this update. When the ransom appears to be an afterthought in a kidnapping, you're probably looking at a hoax or an inside job. So in the Nancy Guthrie case, I do think it is suspicious that the kidnapper was so professional and so meticulous that they didn't even get caught on camera, yet failed to leave any sort of calling card that only they and the police would know about at the crime scene. And I'm not talking about any of the other family members when I say this, but I don't think Savannah Guthrie is involved because of what she said in that ransom message. If you missed that video, don't worry, I'll link it below so you can catch up later. But the point is, I'm pretty sure Savannah is innocent, even if I'm not certain about her siblings. So with that context, let's watch this new update.
This morning, 1 week after police say Nancy Guthrie was abducted from her home in the dark of night, her children are grasping for some way to get their mother returned. Savannah and her siblings clutching hands in that Instagram post that begs, bring her home.
We received your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
Law enforcement sources told ABC News the message is the same one received Friday by a Tucson television station. The FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Department said they had been analyzing it, but the sources said they have not determined its authenticity. An earlier, also unverified message included a deadline of tomorrow.
Ever since the beginning, I've had a lot of questions about this case, like which specific family member is the one who dropped Nancy off at her house the night she was supposedly kidnapped. But after seeing this update, I have a new biggest question. Who is pushing for Savannah to pay this particular ransom over any of the others if it wasn't her idea? Because as far as I'm aware, there was no calling card or set of instructions left at the crime scene, nor have the Guthries received any proof of life. The only requests they've received so far, in my opinion at least, are from opportunistic scammers who are trying to take advantage of them. And sadly, that's not unheard of. It's not even the first time we would have seen it on this channel. If you've seen my series about little Dylan Eeler, you'll know that people sent his parents fake photos pretending to have kidnapped him and requesting ransoms in crypto. So who's pushing for this ransom request of all the requests they've received to be paid? Let's keep watching.
Any action taken on any ransom is ultimately decided by the family.
Savannah's gut-wrenching plea came at the end of the day with no new investigative leads. Hours later, officers seen leaving her sister Annie's home, but still there are no suspects, no video, and no proof the 84-year-old in fragile health is alive. It has been a week since she failed to show up at church, and her family reported her missing.
Sherry,
Nancy Guthrie, who appeared with Savannah from time to time on the Today Show, now appears on billboards in Phoenix, El Paso, San Antonio, and Houston. Investigators returned to her home, inspecting cameras on the roof and towing a car. The FBI went door to door in her quiet desert neighborhood, hoping someone may have noticed something in the wee hours of last Sunday morning. That's when police said in a 45-minute period, a doorbell camera was disconnected, a possible intruder was detected inside, and Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker disconnected from her phone.
A kidnapper so thorough that they knew to disconnect Nancy's pacemaker from her iPhone app, yet so sloppy that they forgot to leave instructions on how to get paid. It's possible, but I doubt it. As I said in my last video, the far simpler explanation is that we're dealing with an insider, someone who knows Nancy intimately, her medical devices, her cameras, but doesn't know the first thing about collecting a ransom. Or maybe they just don't care about the ransom at all. Maybe they stand to gain some other way, like through an inheritance, or it's just a diversion to cover up some other crime like murder or manslaughter. On that note, listen closely to this next bit because this is my favorite professional opinion on this case as long as you read between the lines. I'll explain next.
Yes,
Now let's bring in ABC News
Bill.
contributor and former FBI agent Brad Garrett. Brad, thank you for being with us this morning. It's been a week since Nancy was taken. We have that Monday deadline, the new message overnight from the Guthrie family. What does the timing indicate? And with it going into a week, is it likely that this is about money?
I think it is about money. And I also think that the release of the short message by the Guthrie family was very strategic. My guess is they had hostage negotiators working with them as far as wording, using like celebrate instead of surrender, or taking away from it like she's being held, which
It's
obviously
certainly
she is if
unusual,
she's alive,
Ricky.
hopefully. But it
Sherry
also
Lynn, thank you for being a
tells the
member.
bad guys that
Thank
we
you,
are
thank
serious
you.
about this, and maybe most importantly for the bad guys,
Welcome to Smiley
that we're going
Squad.
to pay. And so
Thank
we'll
you for
see.
being
I
a
think it
member
sort of
for 3
ratchets up
months.
what may happen on Monday one way or the other.
And as Aaron reported, Brad, we saw that this was a really pointed message there. Savannah Guthrie addressed the suspected kidnapper or kidnappers directly in that social media video. So what does that tell you?
Well, that tells you that, first of all, that the bad guys need direct connection to Savannah, because presumably she is the one that would ultimately come up with the money if they decide to pay.
To return our mother.
And Brad, you mentioned the possible vehicle of interest that could have been investigated. Where could the investigation be going from here?
So I will tell you that vehicle spots and even people spots, many of them don't amount to much. Maybe this will. I think they're really just banking on that a car showed up during the time frame that Aaron talked about.
Super chat, Lithium. Thank
and
you so
that,
much.
is it related?
Woo!
Is it not related? My guess is they would have resolved that
Look at
car one
honey.
way or the other by now.
I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I like his opinion because I think he's implying carefully that this was an inside job. After all, he said if this is about money, Savannah Guthrie is the mark, and obviously that makes sense. Whether it's a stranger kidnapping or an inside job, she's probably the only person in that family who could actually afford to pay a real ransom amount. I also like how he dismissed that mystery car that was seen at a Circle K. I haven't followed that thread at all because I think it's irrelevant. After all, if this was an inside job, like I think it is, the perpetrator's car was likely caught on camera, whether it was a Ring doorbell or a flock camera, you name it, but it was just ignored because the police weren't treating this as an inside job, at least until now. As we just saw in this update, investigators are searching Annie Guthrie, the sister's home. And if the posts on X are to be believed, this isn't just a simple walkthrough. They're using luminol. That's what you use when you're looking for blood. Now that the investigation has turned inward into the family and the inner circle, I think we're about to get a major break in this case within the next few hours.
And y'all know, I heard that Tomasio is not staying with the family right now. That's kind of weird, don't you think? So is somebody real pissed off at him? Does somebody know something? Where is he at? Where is he at? Well, I'm sure FBI and everybody else is on it. I'm sure they are on it and they know every move he's making. Thank you, Raymond. Raymond gifted a Smiley membership. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Whoever got that, welcome to the Smiley Squad. It is very weird, Leslie. It is very weird. So again, yeah, I hear they're not staying. And I had wondered, I said, why is it not showing? Why, of course, he don't have to come out and speak. He don't have to show himself, but I would sure be there with my wife, especially if that mother-in-law was living that close to me. And pretty much, my mother-in-law, all them years, it looks like they would be close. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. I did screenshot it. I'll put it out later. I want to wait a little bit more longer about that. But I did hear that the mother-in-law, Nancy, who was missing, and Tomasio has always had problems. Now, if true or not, I don't know. Y'all can take that however you will. I don't know. And it don't matter, Sherry. my husband will be right there and vice versa. Period. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know, it is just insane. It's insane. Let's see. Hold on just a minute. Let's finish this one up. It's about finished.
Hours. So make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss that video when it drops, and be sure to check out my John Benet Ramsey playlist and my other videos in this series on the end card. Until next time, stay.
Yeah, he's done. But anyway, yeah, drop his link again. Y'all go sign up with DD Deception Detective. We love him over here. I always like to get his input. So he's kind of thinking the same thing too, you know. And I think everybody at this point in public opinion is thinking pretty much the same thing, but we could be wrong, honey. And I don't want to accuse, because everybody, you know, everybody has different things coming in this case. We got the lurker outside. We got Miss Nancy trying to find out about her cameras prior to. We got all those things. Look, all I'm going to say is activity has increased with law enforcement. We've seen warrants served on Annie's home. They wouldn't have did that a week ago. But we have seen the warrant served, and like he said, the spray, you know, whatever was going on in there, the pictures taken, who knows what happened behind the closed doors. We don't really know. Something is mighty suspicious. They've been down to other gas stations and been around, but Annie's home, I hear they're staying somewhere else anyway. I didn't know that until yesterday. You know, but you got to think probably Savannah wanted her own place to stay, you know. I mean, I'm sure they're together, but I'm sure they got their own privacy, private rooms somewhere. I don't know. That's just a thought. That's just a thought. You know, activity has increased with law enforcement. We've seen it. We've seen it. There's no denying it. We have seen many times that police, FBI, and all of them went over and over and over and keep winding up at the same place, and that is at the crime scene. At the crime scene at Nancy Guthrie's house. 84-year-old Nancy is still missing, and they're waiting. Today's D-Day. Is somebody going to, are these children going to have to pay? Is Cash going to come out and say something? Well, what's going to happen? Is anything going to happen today? I don't know. But again, today things are heating up more and more. And guess what? The world is watching. The nation is watching. All eyes are on Arizona. All eyes are on you. All eyes are everywhere trying to see what is going to happen today. Everybody's watching. But they're more so expecting something to happen in this high-profile case. And today is a major date because there is a major deadline today, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's when the ransom demand saga allegedly will be over. The deadline will pass. Tick-tock, tick-tock. So we're all waiting to see. And again, time will tell. We're all waiting to see if there's going to be an arrest or some major development will happen during that time or any time today, literally. But after that time, will they go in hard if there's nothing done? Possibly, I think so. Will time just come and go? I don't know. I think it's going to come and go. That's just me. Outlets report the alleged ransom note again is demanding $6 million in Bitcoins. How are they going to cash it? How are they going to cash that much? That's a lot. Now, I heard Jonathan Lee Riches say yesterday or the day before, whenever he hit the ground again, I don't know what the hell day it is, to be honest with you. I heard him say at those little stores, they have the Bitcoin where you cash out. But I'm going to tell you, I don't know how that works, but I'm going to tell you something. You know what? That much is going to be hard to cash out. That's going to be hard to cash out. So what's going to happen after? Or do they think they're going to hold on to it for years and not get caught? See, they think that's the easiest way not to get caught. But, you know, where there's a will, there's a way. And there is a way. You can most definitely bet and expect law enforcement and the family to watch very close to everything today. Listen for any phone calls. Watch everything to be ready. They're going to be ready. They're already on guard. I don't have to be in them shoes to know that. They're watching, waiting, worrying, pacing the floor. They're doing all of those things. They're going to be ready and available at a drop of a dime for any communications they so desperately want or any new developments around this deadline. But nothing is official. Nothing official has come out. You know, nothing's been announced. I know that they said there was no press conference scheduled today. I think that might change, but it may not. But there's been no contact so far. If anybody knows any different, send it to me. But there's been no contact, even though that door's been opened. And as far as I know, there's been no proof of life. Did they send Savannah or Annie or whoever that photo the other day of their mom? I don't know. Did somebody attempt to send proof of life? Because like Savannah said, anybody can be put anywhere at any time. And I've said that a million times, and they can. This day and age, anything can happen. People can be put places they don't want to be. And that's one reason this internet is so dangerous, even for me, you, and every adult, much less kids. Today, they'll also wait for any testing to come back if they have not got them all back already, like forensics. We already know they have Nancy's blood. They know 100% that's her blood DNA, but they're still waiting. You heard in the press conference the other day, they're still waiting on that because they know the DNA on the blood was 100% Nancy's. However, by them waiting, are they hoping to get some kind of something else? There's no such thing as a perfect crime. And I doubt, even if it was family members or somebody close, that they even realized that camera was on the top roof. In my opinion, I think that may have been one of the reasons they went out and did got the warrant, because warrants are not easy to get. Got the warrant on. Hello, Laura. Hello, welcome, Laura Walker. Good to see you. Had got the warrants to go in Annie's home. There was something that made the judge so readily give that warrant. And I don't think it was because the judge had public opinions like we do. Nancy, however, she's still not found, and they are waiting on other tests. I would not be surprised to see the tests come back, pushed out and rushed quick, fast, and in a hurry, more so today. I know the pressure's on, but it's funny to me that they keep coming back to the same place, Nancy's home, the crime scene, every time. Her home, and the surrounding property. All eyes need to be on JLR because JLR is their boots on the ground. I know others are going there as well. JLR is going to get it done, though, in my opinion. We might even see them back at Annie's today, or we may see them back out seriously at Nancy's again, not just guarding the property. Investigators have been entering and collecting items for their analysis. I hear Pima County Sheriff's Office is maintaining a security presence. I posted that. They come out with something yesterday, and they are stressing again from them and the family, please do not get on the property. Please don't get on the neighbor's property. You know, because there will be arrests. There's no sense in nobody getting arrested that don't need to be arrested. That takes up time. That takes away resources, you know. But they are there patrolling, and they are there monitoring, and they are there guarding. You know, they do have concerns. They want to protect the scene. Well, in my opinion, they should have did that from day one without allowing the family to go back in there and say, here, turn the house back over. But that's just me. Y'all already know how I feel about that, and I'm not going to continue beating that dead horse, because I think that's just a lost cause. There's no reason for me to get my blood pressure up over it. You know, but they did say in the statement that they gave from Pima County, do not get on the property. No trespassing, please. Stay off the neighbor's property. And if they catch you, they're going to take you in. And listen, families watching. Families send that message as well. Hey, Nona. Hello, everybody from North California. Hello from North California. I hope you got some warm weather there. I hope you did. Let's watch this. And this is when they towed Nancy's car off. Hold on just a minute.
So they just towed the car. So we have this shot. Mo got this shot.
Full credit to Brian Etten.
Where's the tow truck? Is that SUV? Point to it right there. Point to it. Okay, you can see the SUV on it. So Mo had a closer look when it was there a second ago, and he says it's the same SUV that was in the garage, and you could tell that it was blue. Remember, Mo got this shot with his drone. So anyway, I know it's blurry, but that's the tow truck leaving. This is the scene out here right now. Everybody got moved back, and they closed the whole area off. I was showing you earlier, and FBI is still out there at Nancy Guthrie's house. We're all just kind of back here.
So that's when they rolled out her vehicle. Why they didn't do that sooner, you know, it's beyond me. I don't know. But they got her vehicle. They did tow it. Y'all did see the scratches and stuff on there. What is your opinion on that? Because do y'all think, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to think. Not unless they had parties down in her daughter's a lot and she drove home and hit them cactuses, honey. I don't know what to think on that, to be honest with you. Let's see, turn that off. I don't really know, you know, but it was parked in her garage, and she had her car there, but there was another car towed off earlier, so I'm not understanding why it took them so long to tow off that car. The FBI has rolled out digital billboards everywhere in several cities. In my opinion, I think she's there. I don't think she's in Mexico. I don't think some cartel has her. That's just me. Look, cartel wants the easy way, the easy money, the easy ways. They want to sit back. They don't want to handle what reason, for what reason, even money, why would they need to take a lady that's 84 years old, not very good mobility at all? I mean, you know, yeah, I think she could have just been a bad driver. I think she could have, to be honest with you. That's kind of what I was getting at a while ago. I think she could have been a bad driver. Yeah. And, you know, I don't think maybe she didn't drive a lot. But I still say it's strange that no matter what, that the Uber come got her before dinner at Annie and Tommaso's house than it was, even if they were drinking. You would need somebody after you were drinking, not to say she was drinking, but whoever, to, you know, you would need somebody to take you home after you don't drink and drive. Maybe she was drinking both. Somebody's going to say, okay, well, let me tell you this. Then why didn't she get an Uber both times, home and to the party, or home and to the dinner? You know, so that can be looked at two ways. Well, then she should have got an Uber there and she should have got an Uber back. As far as I know, the Uber guy has been talked to and the Uber guy is cleared, although they said everything's still on the table. I believe the Uber guy has been cleared. What I'm saying is the Uber guy had nothing to do with nothing. He didn't have nothing to do with trying to make his chump change and get home to wherever his home is at, wishing he had one of those homes like that, you know, in his dreams or her dreams. I don't know. But the FBI is still offering a $50,000 reward for the recovery of an arrest of Nancy and, you know, or an arrest of this case. No indication today of a press conference so far. That may change unless a significant development comes. That's what the police said before in the press conference. Well, hell, there's been all kinds of things going on. I think he should have just come on out and said, unless we have a strong suspect or a arrest. But I think that's going to change when Cash gets there. I think Cash they will do a press conference today. I don't know if they'll do it today, but I think there's one coming. You know, however I feel, or that I might feel, you know, I mean, Cash Patel will be there and things are heating up, in my opinion. But at the same time, they sure don't want anything now to mess up anything. No matter what mistakes have been done before, they don't want anything done now. Are you talking about the Uber? Yep, absolutely. It's a good point. Smiley thinks about these things. I know how to think outside the box sometimes. I do know how to think and use my head and some common sense sometimes. I don't know if you're talking to me, but yep, absolutely. But no suspects have been named and no arrests have been announced. And that remains key. Everyone wants to know who did this. 1, 2, who? Everybody wants to know. We're going to have to watch, and we're going to have to wait like everybody else. We can all have our thoughts and opinions. Even these huge people have their thoughts and opinions, and that's okay. But it is pointing more on the inside. That is my opinion. It's pointing more on the inside. We're waiting today on verification about any ransom note or any contact or anything made, money exchanged or left or made with alleged abductors or kidnappers or whatever you want to call these scammers or whoever. I don't believe whoever it is has any, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And by the way, like I said, the son-in-law, Tomasio, he has not been staying allegedly with the family. I, again, was wondering why he was never saw or seen. But I can guarantee you they know where he's at all times. I guarantee you he ain't got his blinds closed tight enough or them dark curtains up tight enough for them not to know where he's taking a piss. He just don't. Now, he may not be guilty, but I think they have their own thoughts on that as well. But they don't have. Again, listen, they want the focus to be on Nancy. Nancy's the victim. It was a crime scene, but it's just like any other crime. Unless they have overwhelming evidence, they want the victim. And I hate to say it like this. They want a body or they want a live person. And I don't care what state you're in. I don't care where you're at. But right now they are watching, looking, and doing everything that they can. But they want confirmation, and we all want a clear confirmation of Nancy's welfare and location. Because right now, nobody has zero. Unless there's some kind of secret stuff going on. Yeah, Ricky, even if she is, that's what I'm scared about. She might not even make it out alive because she might know who these people are. And let me tell you something, that goes where my cousin was killed. She was in her sleep with the cover over her head when she ran away. And they went in, Venezuelans, everybody ran in up in California. They had a silencer on, but they went ahead and got rid of her because even though she didn't see anything, they could not take any chances. What do y'all think? Do y'all think they're just going to, if this ransom is real, if it's real, do you think somebody's just going to say, okay, Miss Nancy, let me put you in a car now, honey, and send you on your merry way? I think even tied to a chair like the movies, and this is not the damn movies with a bag over your head, honey. They would still be scared she could see through the peepholes. That's just my opinion. I pray she's found safe. There is still hope. There's always still hope. But she has a lot of medical conditions, a lot of life-saving medicines that she needs. So, welcome in, everybody. I see everybody coming in. If you're new here, thank you for being here. Thank you for caring. Thank you for caring about Miss Nancy. And if you're watching this and you know something, please say something. Please do. This is not the time to sit on it. It's the time to call in if you have any information. Neighbors are starting to come out. They are starting to talk. They are investigating all the leads. But please, if you have any information or you know or you remember, now is the time. And if you do by some chance have Miss Nancy, now is the time, sooner rather than later. Hey, Chuchi. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. And that's another thing. To me, I don't think you could get much closer than Savannah and her mom. I really don't. That's the way it should be with every mother and child. But even after they were grown and all that, I mean, I think they're just close. I haven't seen anything any different to tell me otherwise. Even though she's out doing her own thing and making, doing her own stuff, you can tell very much so she's very close with her mother. She very much loved her mother or loves her mother, But if someone makes that ransom call, it's likely law enforcement will likely track it. They'll try to keep the person talking, but I don't think that person's going to be that stupid. They probably watched a movie or two in their lifetime. But they're going to try, the law enforcement will try to use it to narrow down a location, any devices, and any identity. And they will be able to, maybe at some point. I find it strange that they've been unable, or let me put it this way. I think it's strange that whoever was on Nancy's camera and whoever was at the Circle K, they've been, people is, damn, how am I trying to say this? Avoiding the cameras and it's not picking up. I find that rather strange. But, people like this always know where the blind spots are. They know where the blind spots are. Kind of like a prison. You have a blind spot in a prison, right? That's how people get the shit beat out of them and all the things and the very bad things that happen to them. They're scared to walk that one corner or that one walkway because it's a blind spot, right? So if they'll be able to, I don't know. So far, these people have been slick enough to dodge the cameras. We'll see. We'll see if the real person is caught. And I hope they get it right. If they get somebody, for God's sakes, get it right. And I think that they will. There's too much at stake here. The world is watching. The world is watching. If there's no contact made, in my opinion, and I don't think there will be, again, in my opinion only, but anything is possible here in this case. But if no contact is made, then law enforcement, FBI, and everybody, cybercrime, whoever, children's crime, whoever that is for the children, is involved. All these agencies, they won't just stop. It will continue. It will actually get harder, I think. It will be harder than before for the people, because I think the pressure is going to come down. I think they'll go harder on evidence. I think they'll go harder on pushing for evidence. Have more eyes, redo over and over digital interviews. They're going to go hard on interviews, in my opinion. They're going to go out more and more so and speak with the neighbors and people. This is what they're going to do. They have a plan. You better believe that. This is too high profile. Too many people in the world is watching, not just in the U.S., everywhere. They will pull out, in my opinion, all of the stops. I think at that point, if nothing happens today, even if they don't do a press conference, I think they're going to get more warrants from the judge, because they're going to pull out all the stops. I think they're going to request more from public and public tips, specific areas. They may even do ground searches. I don't know. Don't get too frustrated, because silence just means we know they're working in this case. In this case, silence is not a bad thing. It just means they're working. Okay, thank you for that. Just a few more minutes, y'all. I'm trying to watch my clock. I do have to go somewhere. Just a few more minutes. But I will say this, and I need to say it with love. We're not going to drag family members in it. We can thank who we think did what. I mean, we can have our thoughts and opinions, but we're not going to drag their name through the mud unless and until law enforcement comes out and says something. You know, I do know that they have grief. And look, what if Annie didn't have anything to do with anything? And what if, just say it was somebody else in the family? What if her children, everybody else has lost somebody? If it's who everybody keeps thinking. And it very well could be. It could be one, both. Hell, it could be everybody up here on the stage. We don't know. Some people saying, is this a hoax? I don't think it is. Miss Nancy's really hurt somewhere. So we're not going to turn this grief, because there is real grief here between all three of those people. What kind of grief and what they're fighting besides their mom being gone, I don't know. And that's between them and their maker. But I'm not going to pretend what we know or what we think don't mean investigators don't already know and they don't already think, because they do. So if you want, if you're a praying person, pray, pray, pray. Today's D-Day, and today is the day all the prayers need to come in. I don't care where you're watching from or where you're looking from. I don't care. If you want to share, be responsible, do it with integrity. If you want to help, focus on tips, awareness, and keeping Nancy's face out and name out, do it. Do it. Hit the like button, share. You know, do all the things. I'm going to pray for Miss Nancy again, and I'm going to hope that D-Day don't just come and go. I'm going to pray and hope that something is done today and something's found and an arrest will be made in Miss Nancy. I'm going to still hold out prayers that she'll be saved and she'll be taken to a hospital. This is not a headline. This is a woman, a grandmother, an 84-year-old who actually needs medical attention, and she's missing. And she is someone's heart, y'all. She's somebody's heart. She may have heart problems. She may have a pacemaker, but somebody loves her. So today, February 9th, 2026, we are all watching. We're watching very carefully, and we're speaking her name. We're trying to do it respectfully, and we're sharing only what's responsible, and we're keeping the light on for her. So if you have any information, don't whisper it among yourselves. Don't whisper it among the neighbors. Take it to law enforcement. They're right there on the ground in front of her house. They're over at Annie's. They're all over Arizona. You could pull one off a street corner. In the meantime, you got the tip line, 520-351-4900, and you got FBI's number, 1-800-CALL-FBI. And if you think it's something serious, you know, and have the common sense to know what's serious and what's not, to call 911. If you have information, don't hold it, don't whisper it. Get it in ASAP. It could be crucial even during this ransom thing. If you don't have information, then just be a voice, not a reckless one, just be a voice, one that protects the truth, a voice that don't spread BS, a voice that's a person that spreads the flyers, her pictures, all those things, because hope is still alive, and so is love. And until Nancy is home, we're not done caring here. Even though there's slim chances, in my opinion, I still believe there's hope. I love you all. I do have to go because I have an appointment. God, if anything happens, my mom, still send it to me, break my phone, whatever you got to do. You know, I'll be in and out a couple appointments, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll figure it out together. I love you all. I thank you all for your support. I thank you for watching. I thank all my members, my mods, everybody in the bushes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you all. This is Smiley, and I'll be back as soon as there's something verified. And again, this disclaimer is for awareness and discussion purposes, as we know, and it was not to step on anybody's toes. Everything in my soul, my goal is to raise awareness respectfully for Nancy and for the safe return of Nancy. And again, if you have verified information, please turn that in. I'm going to play us out, and I love y'all very much. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the streets. YouTube streets, that is. It might be in Florida streets. Depends on if I go live in the streets while I'm out. Love y'all. Y'all have a great day. Thank you. I'll see you later. I will see you. Oh, let me play out. Let me play us out. Let me play us out. Okay, let me get the right music.
She was born and bred in Nashville. Now she walks the beaches down in Florida sand. A mother and wife, a daughter, a sister, trying hard to do the best she can. She found her voice with a heavy heart, looking for purpose with trembling hands. And giving this all a new start, moving ahead, speaking for ones who came. And she says, I am who I am, I'll stand my ground. Even when the nights get long and rough, you'll hear my sound. She'll be speaking for the ones unheard, 'cause she's got a caring heart that won't be turned. Her mama fought cancer while she was searching, stories that needed a gentle voice. We saw summer's name and felt the heart ache and tried to bring light where there was no choice. And when she heard of Sebastian, her sadness rose. She prays for truth through the noise. She'll follow wherever the story goes, seeking their dignity, a child's joy.
Thank you again, everybody. Love you so much. Share, like, thumbs up. Bye.